Good morning, Vibrant Living Alchemists. It is day 3 of Stay in Place, of Stay in Shelter in California. And I think that we are all on a remarkable journey. My name is Jean Catherine Carlson, and if you haven't been with me before, I'm all about freeing ourselves from anything, any beliefs, any old patterns, freeing ourselves from needing anything but the wisdom within us to be complete. That doesn't mean we don't connect with other people. It doesn't mean that we aren't free to be with others and receive for others. What it does mean, though, is that we don't rely on others to make us feel we're okay, that we don't rely on others to tell us we're okay. So that's a bit about me, but I'm here today because we are in unusual times. And it dawned on me this morning as I was reading and pondering that when we can claim that life happens for us and through us, not to us, when we can declare that everything we need for health and wealth really come from within, that at some level we are not in charge, and surrender to the power, to the infinite power of love, whether you call it God, Buddha, Jesus, whatever you call it, the universe, spirit, there's so many names for this one essence. And when we turn to that, when we allow ourselves to be with that, when we allow that part of us within us to live, we can breathe more easily. So thinking of breathing, I'm going to ring a chime and let's breathe together and come together, and then we will, I'll take us on a journey. Here we go. And allowing a breath in, and gently closing your eyes if it's safe to do so, and breathing out. And at the bottom of the breath, we get to come into contact with that ineffable, with that nameless, spacious place from which everything arises, that void, it's called in some traditions. And coming back, opening your eyes, what we get to do these days is to live, to be with this paradox of it feels like we're bombarded by a lot of information, by a lot of fear, and indeed it's out there. Fear is an energy, and it is definitely in the air. So if you have been feeling fearful or grief or anger, all of those feelings, all of those energies are definitely out there in the air, and it's very easy to pick up on them. They even come through the emails we read. So what to do about that? Well, there's a few things. We're going to be doing some tapping in a moment. One of them is to find something that is motivational, find something that is inspirational to read, to be with. And I've been using this Fasting and Feasting 2020. This is from the Unity Church. I believe you're seeing it backwards. Maybe not. At any rate, it's Fasting and Feasting. And what we're looking at in this time of Lent, this time of reflection, boy, is this not a Lent to end all Lents. Lent in the Christian church is a time of reflection that prepares us for Easter. I like to think of it in a broader perspective as a way of continuing to turning inward and preparing for the new growth that is a part of spring. There is new growth coming, and even in the midst of everything that's going on, there is new growth that is appearing. So this morning I read that I fast from feeling stuck. So fasting from this stuck feeling, like I'm stuck in my house, I'm stuck in this situation, I'm stuck in this fear, I'm stuck in this sadness, I'm stuck in this drama. Whatever the stuckness is for you, when we feel stuck, it's because we think that something is happening to us and that we don't have any power over it. And that is not a very comfortable feeling. So we can change that, we can shift that by feasting on moving forward and tuning in with us by giving our attention to to things that lift us up. It might be a song, like this author mentions the Sound of Music, favorite things from the Sound of Music. It might be ringing a bell. It might be going outside and taking a walk. There are so many ways for us to move forward. So that's one of the things that we can do when we're feeling stuck. We can choose to move forward. And the other piece that I wanted to leave with you, so moving forward means that we begin to choose, we begin to recognize, oh, this isn't happening to me, this is happening for me. I'm not a victim here. It kind of feels like it at times, but I'm not a victim. I am in choice. And we find the things that we still have a lot of choice about. And we make our choices and we begin to get unstuck by asserting our sovereignty in our lives. Now, there was something else that came through this morning, and this is, it's a definition of God. Definition of supreme being. And I looked this up and saw that many traditions have a similar quote here, or a similar definition. But here is this one. This is how it's interpreted here. God is the sphere whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere. God is the sphere whose center is everywhere and whose circumference is nowhere. Now, that is a bit of a koan, because there is no way to draw that. There's no way to draw a sphere whose center is everywhere and circumference is nowhere. And yet that describes something that I learned way back in catechism, that God is omnipresent, which means that God is everywhere. Universe, spirit, love energy is everywhere. And that means right inside of us as well. So when we can tune in to that inner divine, that inner power, that inner sanctum from which love actually arises, we experience love from without, and if we don't experience love from within, we will not feel at one and at peace. I think what's partly going on in the world right now is that we are really being invited into this lesson of unity, that we are all one, and that as we can begin to claim that we each are, namaste is the I see the God in you, the God in me, but God bows to the God in you, the divine in me bows to the divine in you. And as we can live that more and more, we free ourselves. We free ourselves to get to be exactly who we were called to be. So, enough of that for now. Let's tap through some of that and then be on our way. I will draw a butterfly affirmation card today as well to send us on our way. But let's do some tapping on what we were just talking about, what I was sharing. So here we go. Tapping on the karate chop and repeating after me. Even though I still tend to pick up fear or anger or grief or frustration or all of the above, I pick them up and take them in. And I deeply and completely love myself anyway. Even though I still tend to take on these emotions. Seems like I pick them up and put them inside. And I want to break free from being at the mercy of those emotions and love and accept all of me anyway. And one more time. Even though there's all this fear in the air, and sometimes I pick it up, I want to find a way to love myself and find a way to love everyone on this planet, and even find a way to love this coronavirus. And shaking that out. I came across an invitation by Evelina Rose yesterday to, if we are all one, if everything in creation is one, then I know it's a little hard to grasp sometimes, but yes, the novel coronavirus is one also. And what if we can somehow invite it rather than combat it? What if we were to somehow include it and invite it into harmony so that it can mutate into a harmless virus? That's possible. At the beginning of the eyebrows. All this fear on the outside of the eyebrows. All this sadness under the eyes. All this anger under the nose and on the chin. All this confusion on the collarbone. All this drama and shock of it all under the arms. All this incredulousness and on the wrists. It's just crazy. It's hard to believe. We are so panicky. So much loss, so much pain, so much uncertainty. Yes, all of this is true. And at the same time, as you can tell by my face, the sun is shining on the wrists. For those of us in California, the trees are blooming. For all of us in Northern Hemisphere, the spring is arriving. Beginning of the eyebrows. The birds are singing. And on the outside of the eyebrows, and we have an opportunity to see this as an opportunity. To invite this experience in. And on the wrists, as an opportunity to wake up to who we really are. To wake up and see the divine in me and the divine in you and the divine all around. Okay, shake that out. And now let's just tap on the collarbone and just say, I will do my best today to know I'm in choice. I will do my best today to tap in to the unlimited supply of strength and love within me. I will do my best today to tap into the unlimited supply of strength and love that lies within me. And now put the left hand into your right, the left wrist into your right hand, and just squeeze that gently. And as you squeeze gently, just say, let it be, let it be, let it be. And then put your hands on your lap and let's say, peace. Peace. And whether you're listening live or to the recording, Facebook has made it easy for you to include comments even if you listen to the recording. I would love to hear from you and share with us how you are doing and what you are finding as inspiration and motivation as you navigate your version of these unusual times. And I'm just going to do one final piece here. I have some butterfly cards by Alana Fairchild. They're really lovely. And I'll just pick one of these cards to leave us with I think it's this one. Yep. So this is the message for the day that you can take with you. I choose to live with courage. I do not allow others to intimidate me. I stand my ground. I never give up. And may it be so, or something so much better for you in your life today. And I will be back tomorrow at 8:15, and we will do some more tapping. I'll see you then. In the meantime, breathe and be well.